Welcome to the 3 Knockdown Rule. Starring Mario Lopez and Steve Kim. Presented by Hustler Casino and UFC Fight Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 3 Knockdown Rule is in effect, and I'm Steve Kim, and no, I'm not joined by a Mexican. This time I got 3 Mexicans.
We got a couple Mexicans.
So we got a couple of them, and we have the great El Feroz, Fernando Vargas. And Fernando, I'm going to let you introduce your sons, because I know you're very particular about the way it's worded.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we got Amado, Fernando Vargas, and then we got El General, Emiliano Fernando Vargas.
Oh, so we
Yes,
got a lot
sir.
of things to talk about. We are here from the Thomas and Mack Center. Yes, the house of Jerry Tarkanian and Stacey Ogman, Anderson Hunt, Larry Johnson. NBA Summer League is going on right now, but we have taken the show on the road for this special edition of the Satellite 3 Knockdown Rule. Fernando, let's get right into this with your sons. Busy August. What are you guys preparing for?
Well, we got a fight August 12th and then August 26th. We got August 12th with Emiliano. He's going to be fighting in Arizona, Scottsdale. And then we got August 26th for Edinburgh, Texas for Amado and Junior.
So, Emiliano, let's start with you first. I know you're very excited. You're going to be on the undercard of Valdez Navarrete. Your last performance was on the Haney-Lomachenko undercard. What did you think of your last outing as you look back?
I mean, it was another fight under my belt. I think every fight we come with more experience, sharpening up. There's definitely things that coming out of that fight that me and my father have been working on constantly. So honestly, I'm just excited to be back in the ring, and we're going to be finishing this year with about 4 more fights. So, we're going to be staying real busy. I'm excited, and I'm happy that, I was able to do what I was able to do come May 20th. And, it was just a hell of an emotional night. My dad making that walk and being, fighting there as well. So it's definitely something me and my dad would cherish for the rest of our life.
Now, this has been a busy Saturday for you. Earlier today, you were sparring with George Kambosos. What was that like?
No, well, I mean, George Kambosos was undisputed for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely an amazing experience. I got racked up my experience more than I would say 10 fights would have gave me. So it was just amazing. My dad was there. He was coaching me through everything. And man, big shout out to George Kambosos and his next outing. I'm just happy that I was able to receive that experience.
Yeah,
and
I believe he's fighting Maxie Hughes in a week or 2 on ESPN. Fernando, what did you see today from your son against Kambosos?
I mean, my son did what he needed to do. He did everything that I told him to do in the ring. When you're sparring a world champion, there has to be respect.
Right.
You're not gonna come to my house and when I was in Big Bear and I was training, and you're gonna think you're gonna whoop me. Which it was a good thing that the sparring partners wanna engage and try to think that they're gonna do that, because it makes you better. Right. Now, Emiliano did amazing. I know that Kambosos was very happy with his work, and Emiliano's not even a southpaw, and he did 6 rounds as a southpaw. He was the first one in, and Kambosos was fresh, and so was Emiliano, and I'm just proud, and very proud of the work that Emiliano did, and Kambosos is an amazing champion and undisputed for a reason.
Amado, be honest. Do you know where Edinburgh, Texas is? Could you have put it on a map and could you have pointed it out?
I've never been there before, but the fans embraced us. We had a meet and greet at 10:30 in the morning, and
everybody and their mothers was there.
So many people showed up. I was signing shoes. I was signing foreheads. It was just an incredible experience, and it just shows the fans that my father had, and now that we're fighting and they're seeing the Dynasty, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Amado, you're a little bit older than Emiliano. How much of your father's career do you remember?
I remember going through the tunnels. I remember good memories with my father. A little bit. Emiliano was towards the end of my dad's career. But
he was still in the ring.
Yeah, he was still in the ring.
He'd be he'd be on shoulders of you know, our team, and he'd be like this, and his head would be moving back and
Well,
forth.
you know, let me just say, I'm old enough to know when your father used to call you guys his Cubs.
Wow.
Remember that? The Cubs.
It's still my Cubs.
Yeah, and I remember just watching you guys last year at a press conference, and I'm going, good grief, I'm old.
Yeah.
Because I
man.
literally saw you guys grow up. Now, Amado, when when did you start to tell your father? Because I know you and your older brother, Fernando, said, hey,
Right.
Dad, we want to box.
Right.
Are you frustrated that he didn't let you box sooner?
Well, first off,
They
you
never
know,
wanted to box
my
him.
dad always put me in sports. I was a football player. That was my first sport. I grew up I wanted to be like Reggie Bush. I even had number 25 on me. But my youngest brother.
And if Amado, no, I'm sorry, let
Go
me
ahead.
cut you off real quick. And because I know he's not gonna say it.
Go ahead.
If Junior and Amado, both of them play Pop Warner football, if they didn't make 3 touchdowns a game each, it wasn't a game. That's what you wanted to go ahead. Continue.
So, you know, we were in football, and, you know, that's what I really thought that I was going to do and be a football player. Then we came to Los Vargas, Nevada, and
That's right.
my pops opened up a boxing gym. Emmy was a fat kid. You know, he said, "Hey,
Really?
Pops,
Yeah,
I
man,
wanna lose some weight."
I still am, but just
he
after the fight.
he started to lose weight. My dad started training him. Fast forward, Emiliano becomes #1 in the U.S. And I said,
Multiple
man,
times.
I said, man, my little brother's doing all this. I said, I gotta try it. So, you know, Pops put me in. I started taking boxing series, 16, beat top people in the U.S. And, you know, picked up my experience. And now we're here. Fast forward, I'm 8-0 with 3 knockouts, and the legacy continues.
Well, let's get into this right now, because this man right here he took great umbrage at what our special guest Tim Bradley said a couple of weeks ago. He basically said fathers as trainers should be banned. And I saw some of your social media postings. Fernando, you want to rebut that of the Desert Storm?
Tim, I know you're coming from you're opinionating from a place of hurt, and you know, because of what your father put you through. You know, your father was never a fighter. Your father was a drill sergeant. He wanted to, you know, break you down and make you cry, and in which, you know, is not what we as fighters, as former world champions, as Olympians do to their kids, because we lived this. We know what it is to step into the ring. Your dad never knew. Doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's where you're coming from, a place of hurt, and I understand it. So when I saw that and I put that on there, I did it for a reason, because I wanted to show that I know that you're coming from a place of hurt. That's coming from a place of hurt. That statement's coming from a place of hurt, and I forgive you.
Well, this is the new forgiving, softer, gentler Fernando Vargas. 20 years ago, he wouldn't have gotten
20
that.
years ago, a lot different.
We would have had to beat most of that out. Now, Emiliano, be honest. Could you imagine anyone else working with you as the trainer besides your father?
I mean, I said this to my dad. I mean, you know, when my father's done and he can't hold up mitts anymore, I think I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, it's just, I wouldn't feel comfortable with somebody else in being my main trainer. Obviously, I'm open to learn new things, and so is my dad, open to learn new things. He had different trainers with him. He was with Floyd. He was with, you know, countless other trainers. So, but at the same time, I just think when my dad's done, I'll be done. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is
Amado,
for
your
me.
feelings on that?
I love my pops. My dad is a legend in the sport of boxing, and you know, I don't feel comfortable without my dad. My dad is somebody in my life that made me the young man I am today. So I wouldn't same response.
Fernando, here's the difference, though. I think a lot of boxing fathers, the ones that don't work out, because I do think Tim generalized a little bit too much, because there have been a lot of them that have worked out. The difference with you, I believe, and we've talked about this, you actually did not push your sons into boxing. They kind of pushed you, so that's the difference, though, don't you think?
Yeah, that's the difference. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't want my kids to fight, and, you know, my compadre goes, champ, you don't want your kids to fight? I said, no. And he goes, okay, who's going to tell the kids they can't be like their dad? Because I'm not going to tell them. And so at the end of the day, you know what? When I started boxing, nobody could take it away from me. I would walk 3 miles. Nobody helped me. 3 miles from my house on the south side of town to the east side of town, or to Colonia, to train and to box and to spar, because I wanted to become who I became. So at the end of the day, no one helped me. I couldn't even get a ride to the gym. It would take me 1 hour to walk one way and 1 hour to walk another way. My boys got all the support in the world.
Right.
Me and their mother and our family. You know, whatever they want to do, they're gonna excel at the most highest of it because we're gonna be right there every step of the way to make sure that they reach their goals and what they want to do.
Fernando, I remember when I first covered you, I met you in 1997 at the Yori Boy Campus fight against Jose Luis Lopez. And you were this young, energetic guy just come out of the Olympics. I had met you for the first time. And you had signed with Main Events. It was a big deal. Emiliano, I'll be honest with you, when you signed with Top Rank, I never thought I'd see the day when Fernando Vargas would have a son with Top Rank. Do you understand how much he hated Top Rank and the whole De La Hoya thing?
I mean, I didn't hate Top Rank. Yeah, me and Oscar had our beef. And everybody that, you know, how it played out, what we already talked, we're good, we have no problem. But I never hated Top Rank. The thing is that I had beef with Oscar, not with Top Rank. So at the end of the day, you have to recognize, we have to recognize as fighters and as people that Top Rank knows how to build a fighter from nothing to world champions and superstars. You cannot deny that. Yeah. And that's where we're at right now.
Emiliano, what's your Top Rank experience been like thus far?
I mean, I just want to thank Bob Arum. I want to thank the whole Top Rank team. They've been nothing but phenomenal to me. You know, I'm staying real busy. They have, you know, if I would have gone to another promotional company, I probably would have fought one time this year, twice max. I mean, I'm going on my third, fourth fight this year, and you know, yeah, man. So I'm gonna close the year out with another 4. So I mean, I'm just ready to keep on stacking these wins, and like I said, I'm grateful to Top Rank for giving me these opportunities, like fighting on the Lomachenko Devin Haney card. I'm fighting on the Oscar Valdez Navarrete card. So it's definitely a blessing, and you know, they've had countless, like my dad said, they've had all the greats, you know. So it's just I'm grateful to be on ESPN and show the world how the Vargases do it.
I just love it every time I talk to Bob. I truly believe Emiliano is gonna be a star like his father. Now,
that's right.
Now you're with Marv Nation, Amado. I like the fact they're keeping you busy.
Very busy.
I'm you know, I can't stress this enough. As a fighter, if you don't have fight dates, you know, for me, if I'm not busy, I'll get in trouble. So my dad, you know, with that promotional company, they're a new promotional company. They're doing a tremendous job. We did a collaboration with Top Rank. I was on ESPN with Top Rank, with Marv Nation. So we're just continue to keep learning and keep progressing in the sport of boxing, and I'm going to continue to listen to my father, and I just can't wait. I can't wait till I one day fight for a world title.
He goes, hey, bro, don't talk to me like that way. I'm fighting on ESPN. I said,
big time
my
God. Now, Fernando.
Shout out to Marv Nation and to Marv.
And also,
the whole team.
Fernando Jr. Didn't he recently fight in San Francisco?
Yes, he did. So we're busy. I mean,
man.
You know, the Bible says idle hands are works of the devil. Ooh. So with that right there,
the Vargas boys gotta stay. Vargas boys gotta stay busy. You know
idle hands
Vargas boys gotta stay
are
busy.
works of the devil. So you know what? We need to be busy, and busy's good. And my boys, you know, if they have a little time, a little
cut
bit.
Up right now. We still got like how long till we fight? I mean, August. It's gonna be a Vargas. August.
I got 5 weeks. I mean, like I said, I just went 6 hard rounds with Cambosis.
Yeah, man.
And my conditioning is great. And like I said, we still got 5 more weeks.
Yep.
Fernando, is it a point of contention with you? Because we've talked about this, the way you handled your career, that you tell your sons, my career is an example for you on what to do and what not to do.
Correct.
Right.
So nothing, like I tell my kids, the worst mistake I did was after the Raul Marquez fight. Nobody could have beat me that night. The way I felt, the angles I was on, the slipping, the catching, the rolling, everything. If I don't start drinking, which there was a guy there was a lawyer that's dead now that was part of our team that was stealing money from Robert, stealing money from me, and he's dead now. So God takes care of our enemies, the people that do us bad. And he comes up to me, and after the press conference, everybody's showing me love. Everybody's taking pictures on top of the world. I just finished waxing this dude, you know, in the 11th round, and you know, he was talking all this mess, and former world champion, and you know, fight me. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I got you next. Don't worry about it. So he goes, you know, I fought one, you know, tune-up fight before that, and he was talking all this mess. Oh, you need to fight me. So I ended up fighting him, and after the fight, I'm on top of the world, and this dude that was, like I said, his lawyer goes like this: "Congratulations, champion." He hands me a beer, and I go, "Wait a minute, I'm on top of the world. I just finished waxing this dude. I got M's in the bank. I got my world title. Why not?" Worst mistake I ever made was that.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is you were one of the first endorsers of Miller Lite as an athlete. I
Correct.
remember that back in 2002. Guys, I want to ask you this, Amado. What's your favorite fight to watch that involved your father? Which one do you play the most?
I think the Yori boy, because it shows how
The intelligence.
intelligent my father was and how he used his, ring IQ. And sometimes I just go on YouTube and I just watch my dad's fights, and it's a beautiful thing. I have legendary world champion, not just once, but 3 times in my house that I could just ask him questions. And that was one of my favorite fights. It was Yuri Campos fight.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that Raul Marquez, like my dad said, you know what I'm saying? With everything going on, you're talking about you had like 14, 15 fights.
14,
you know
15
what I'm
fights.
saying?
And he had 20 something, like almost 30.
Yeah, so just
Had been a world champion, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, had been a world
Yeah,
champion.
But what I love about that story is right after the fight, Fernando had gotten a T-shirt.
Okay,
give
you
me
want
that
to know
story.
what?
I
Okay,
love that story.
here's the story. Raul, you know what's up, and we're cool, but that was your fault. That's what Vato, that was your fault. So at the press conference, we're having our press conference. Everybody, he's talking smack. I'm talking smack. He says he's gonna do this, and I say I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And he goes, "Hey, and I have something for you. I have an Oscar De La Hoya T-shirt for you." And I go like this, and I'm laughing. I'm looking at him, right? And he goes, "I have this shirt that I want to present to you, and on behalf of me and Oscar De La Hoya," I said, "Give me that." He gave it to me, and he goes, "After the fight, after I whoop your ass, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna save it for you. Why? Because you walk fast and you cut. you walk fast and you're already cut. So you're so cut prone that I'm gonna save this shirt and I'm gonna throw it in your face."
He did.
So that
Yes, he did.
way you can wipe
saw
your
it.
face.
Ugh.
And exactly what I said I was gonna do, I did. I said, I grabbed the shirt. Hey, he was one that wanted it to, get me a little bit, hot, and he got me hot. So he did what he needed to do. He gave me the shirt. I said, okay, I'm gonna hold it. After the fight, I'm gonna make sure you wipe your cuts and your cuts that you're bleeding from your face, because you walk a little fast and then you cut.
Yeah.
So what I did, I grabbed the shirt and I said, wipe your face.
But to be clear, they're good now. They're good
Yeah,
now.
we're good.
we're good.
We're good now.
All
We're
the people that he fought with, Oscar,
Yeah,
all
everybody, we're good.
they're good. Everybody.
Question, guys. You are fighters and you're fans.
Right.
As we're taping this tonight, we thought we were going to watch Virgil Ortiz, excellent young
man.
fighter, against Imantas Stanionis, but obviously something happened prior to the weigh-in where he couldn't make weight. Fernando, you're a trainer now. What are some of your thoughts on just what took place and what might be happening?
He might have been, killing himself to make the weight that he needed to make, and when your body says no, it says no. And so, I've passed out, for certain, like for the Castillo fight, I had to lose like a couple more pounds, and I was in the sauna, my heart was going fast, and I passed out, and they had to carry me to my room. And I fought that way, because you have to. You're not going to say, oh, I fainted and the fight is postponed. No, I'm not going to do that because that's not me. And so, that could have been an issue from losing that weight and being so dehydrated. He's just, throwing up, and I can understand that.
But Amado-
Virgil's a savage, man. He's
Yeah,
a savage,
he
so
is,
I mean.
But you have to be able to get into the ring. So I'll ask you
Yeah.
first, Amado. As a fighter, that's where the activity comes in. That if you always have a fight to look forward to and you're fighting often, you can't even allow your weight to get that high.
Right.
Yes.
Look, if I'm messing around, or if I'm overdoing it, with my food, my dad knows right away. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're looking fat." Or what are you doing? You know, you're I know you're messing around. Or you're with the lady or whatever. And my dad was saying this today. So we got sparring on Monday. I said, I'm ready to go. He said,
we shall see.
One thing we will see.
We shall see.
He said, men lie. Say what you said.
Men lie, women lie. The ring don't lie.
Right, that's 100%.
The ring don't lie because guess what? You're going to get up there and I'm going to know.
Tired, Dad.
I'm going to know
I'm
whether you were
tired.
bullshitting or not. So if you're out there messing around with the girls,
Cupcaking.
drinking,
I don't do that.
out to the wee hours of the morning,
Right.
bullshitting.
We will see.
At the end of the day, the ring will tell me. And guess what? You can't tell me. You can't say, "Oh, Dad, I'm not doing none of that." I'll believe you until you step into the ring.
So, Emiliano, they say youth is wasted on the young. Have you learned the lessons already?
I mean, look,
that answer.
I definitely do. I mean, look, we are gonna take our bumps and bruises, but at the same time as this, I learn more from my two brothers. I try to take their mistakes and learn from them, as it should be,
Yes,
as the
he
youngest
does.
brother. You get what I'm saying?
You know what? And he does. You know why? He doesn't drink. He doesn't hang out. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, he's not out to the wee hours of the morning.
I mean, my thing is this. I really don't have friends. My brothers are my friends,
That's
and
right.
and
That's
you
the
know,
only friends you
I
need.
can't. I'm 19 years old.
That
You know,
part.
I can't relate to people that I'm trying to be prospect of the year this year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? People are partying with summer, is this, is that. Like, I gotta go to work. And I even told even my girl, like, you know, I'm gonna be in camp all year. Like, I mean, we can't go on no vacations. We can't. Okay,
Right.
you went with your family here. When I can't go with you,
Yep.
I can't. Like, I gotta go to work. So it's just part of it, man. It sounds like it's such a thing to dread, but I love what I'm doing.
Yeah,
And this is something that I love
It
to
has
do.
to be a lifestyle. And the best
Yeah.
fighters that I've covered, like Bernard Hopkins, they were disciplined
Correct.
365 days of the year.
Correct.
They didn't really have a walk around
Yeah.
weight. Fernando, I wanted to ask you this, 'cause I know you went through a lot when you fought. There were a lot of things that happened personally that you said, you know what, I'm a fighter, I'm going to go through it. More and more fighters are now talking about their mental health, and sometimes they say, I can't do this, I shut it down, they back away from fights, or some of them say, I'm going to retire. What are your thoughts on that, given that you were a guy that had issues, but you said, you know what, I'm just going to fight through it?
Look, man, mental health is something that you can't play with, you know, and it's real. You know, a lot of people suffer from. I was depressed for a long time as after I retired, and so thank God that He brought me out of it. And but at the end of the day, you can't think and say that these people are just messing around and or they're not being for real, because they are. It's just mental health is a nasty thing, and I went through it a little bit once I retired. I was depressed. I was drinking. I was eating. I was bad, man. But God got me through that, and my faith has got me through that. And so my heart goes out to other people that are suffering with mental health, because I know it's something that's real, and it could be anything that messes with you, and it consistently messes with you. And at the end of the day, my heart's out to the people that suffer from mental health.
All right, just quick business we have to take care of. The 3 Knockdown Rule brought to you by the Hustler Casino, America's, Southern California's best casino since the year 2000, and Scout Micro LA. If you're getting thin, he'll help fill you in. Oscar Lopez, call for a free consultation. I want to ask you two guys what do you do as a small break from boxing, as a balance?
I think it's a balance. I have my cheesecake. I have my chocolate cake. I love to eat, man, but I think everything in moderation. Yeah, no, definitely. I was, like my brother said, I was a chubby kid growing up, and
He was my fat boy.
we just wait till after
Gordo.
the fight.
Gordo.
No,
Orale.
you know what I do when I call him? No, you want me to say it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay,
Hey, but let me tell you something. Any of you
Go ahead.
vatos that try calling me this, don't think we're family.
Don't play.
Think.
Don't
look,
play.
It's a family thing. Don't.
So when he was my baby, my baby was a fat boy, and he used to hide snacks under the bed, and
Really?
and like, because just he would bring
He
home
said,
food.
"Jeez."
He'd bring home food that he didn't that he ate at lunch that he didn't finish, because he said that was wrong for him to throw it away. In which,
Waste not, want not. I like this.
and
I'm an environmentalist here. I like this.
Emiliano, so since he was a baby, he's my chubby boy, my fat boy, and I call him fat man, and he goes, and he called me I go, fat man. He goes, fat dad.
Oh.
And, no, but it's all right because, you know, I could be his fat dad, just like he's my fat man. So, but you guys be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Hey, don't call me
Don't
You
start
just
opening your
smacked
mouth
around in
and then
public.
start thinking
Don't do that.
You can say that to him.
Don't do
I
that.
call him fat man.
But
You can't.
Amado, what's something you do to keep your mind off boxing?
I just, you know, I like doing fun activities. Like we'll go to California, do the jet skis, or we'll, you know, just do the adventure park. You know, I don't drink or smoke or do any of that stuff. I just, you know, I like to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
in the right way though.
Also, too, these sunglasses. This is my sunglass company, Sagrav Sunglasses.
Sagrav.
The one that Amado's wearing.
Yeah, man.
Sagrav
Vargas
sunglasses.
backwards.
So it's
Sagrav.
I like
no,
that.
no. So it keeps me busy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Me mentally, like my dad was touching on. You know what I'm saying? When I don't have a fight date, it's kind of like, okay, what am I doing besides going to the gym? I got to keep myself occupied. I got to keep myself busy. So, you know, I went into it. You know, we're doing really, really well. I'm happy to say, you know, gratefully to God. So, you know, I went into it. I could have X amount of sunglasses, and they don't sell. And, you know, at the end of the day, if they don't sell, then I got, you know, X amount of glasses that I could wear to my press conferences. My brothers could wear them. My pops could wear them. So it's just, you got to keep yourself busy, and, you know, it's passive income.
I like that. Emiliano, the entrepreneur.
Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very
So-
much.
And I want to say one more thing. I want to say rest in peace also to one of my close friends, Dom. He had passed away. He was someone that was really close to me, and I just want to bring awareness and just say to all your loved ones, make sure you love them. Make sure you tell them you love them, because you don't know when anybody could go.
When your time comes,
You
your
don't know.
time comes.
Yeah.
So
So,
with that said, the passage of time, you cannot stop it. It is inevitable. Fernando, I read that you're 45.
I'm
currently.
45 with a
50.
bullet.
Yes, so with that said, the question is, what would a 45-year-old Fernando Vargas tell a 20-year-old Fernando Vargas? What would be the words of wisdom?
Don't start partying. And if I don't start partying, look, I still was able to break history. I still did big things.
Right.
You know, as an amateur, as a professional, as a world champion. And I beat 5 world champions. You put Campos, Raul Marquez, Winky Right, Cortez, Casego. And the four that beat me didn't walk away. So it was easy because I was in their ass too. But what I would tell myself is don't start drinking. That's what I would tell
That's simple.
Very, very simple. And, you know, I didn't drink for you know, years. You know,
I
so,
think
so,
it was
so my own adolescent and teenage life, I didn't have any.
And I think my homie Dom was speaking on this. You know, we would go out and you know, as a professional, outside of the sport, you got to conduct yourself as a professional also. So, you know, there's smokes, there's drink, there's women, and you gotta carry yourself as a professional. You know, so I feel like, and that's in anything. I just love boxing because it keeps me on a straight path, and I know what I want, and I know exactly how I'm gonna get it. So, yeah, man, you know, drugs, alcohol, all that, it's no good. It's no good for you.
And so the message has gotten to you, clearly.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah, no, I just like I said, I know exactly what I want with my life. You know, I know exactly where I'm going, how to get there. If anything, you know, growing up and seeing what it takes to put in hard work and receive, you know, the reaping aspect of that hard work. So I've seen that from my father. I've seen that, you know, countless times. So it's just me being younger and having my first amateur fight and falling in love with just winning. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's checkers, if it's chess, if it's tic-tac-toe, I want to win. So, and that feeling of jumping on those ropes and having the crowd embrace me and walking out and having the fans embrace me and my family is something so special that I chase every single time. When I'm having a bad day or when, you know, I got touched up in sparring or this or that, you know, sometimes even you could have a bad day, but we kind of forget about why we're actually doing this. And for me, it's that stepping up, jumping on those ropes, having those fans embrace me, and I love to win. So that's the aspect that I chase, yeah, definitely.
As we wrap it up here on the 3 Knockdown Rule, we are here at the NBA Summer League at the Thomas & Mack Center. Final question to you, Fernando. One thing I've noticed about your sons You and Martha did a hell of a job raising them because all three are incredibly respectful young men. Since I've known them, I'm honest. I mean, seriously, they are. And so, like, how proud are you of them as people?
Man, I'm so proud of my kids. You know what I mean? You know, they're my life. You know what I mean? And it's the truth. I got them all right here on my. I got a Junior Amado, a fat man, and then I got my Chinatown, and then I got El Jefe de Jefes, Big G, and then I got the Queen, the green-eyed monster. You know, what I'm living is amazing.
Yeah, man.
It's truly amazing. When you didn't have no support, and you are supporting your kids in what they want to do, and you're there 110% with them at all times to make sure they don't make a mistake, it's a blessing for me.
Okay, well, that's it. Well, look, we want to thank all of you guys in the upcoming weeks and months. We'll be focusing in on your career. This has been the 3 Knockdown Rule brought to you by the Hustler Casino in L.A. and Scout Micro
Hey,
LA.
tell that vato, Mario Lopez, where you at, vato?
He'll be here. He'll be here next time. Hey, well, you guys have an invite in studio.
Órale, vato, I don't know, vato.
Hanging out with Oscar, maybe? I mean, I'm just saying.
We can do it. We can do it with Oscar.
All right, so anyway, we want to thank the Vargas clan for joining us. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.